those were the three main areas that have been identified in the research and the ones that we were particularly focusing on in our measurement of the sales managers.
Neuroscience ideas and methods are changing the way businesses think about consumers and managers. Dr. Richard Bagozzi, a world-leading professor of behavioural science in management, delivered a keynote seminar and lecture at Birmingham Business School to review findings and managerial implications from 3 cutting-edge studies in this relatively new field.
Well, we're at the very beginning in terms of the business world. But the studies are exploding. They're mushrooming all over the place at the level of not just managers, but which I think ours are some of the early work done with managers, but with consumers. People are now trying to understand how consumers make decisions, take risks, buy what they buy. And so there's a bright future for this at all different levels. As long as people realize that this is not a technology for manipulating other people. It's a technology for really understanding why people do what they do, and we can help consumers be better consumers.
In one study, Professor Bagozzi's research involved scanning the brains of sales managers and recording the way in which they infer the thoughts, feelings and intentions of customers with whom they interact. This so-called interpersonal mentalising sees 3 regions of the brain governing such skills. Business leaders, marketeers and academics also heard about a second study which investigates the differences between managers who assume a customer orientation by trying to uncover true customer needs and those who follow a sales orientation, pushing a product onto customers even though they may not need it.
Well, I think the opportunity to come and listen to a world-renowned, such an influential academic speak in Birmingham was just a fantastic opportunity that couldn't be missed, and it's such an interesting topic that I really wanted to learn more about it.
Sales directors, if they read the articles, once they sort of got through a lot of the detail, there's a lot of interesting information on how they could evaluate their salespeople and the potential for performance that salespeople may have, and some simple paper and pencil tests which could help select salespeople as more or less able to empathise with customers, for example.
Okay, just lie down for me.
In a further study, brain scan findings showed empathy and mirrored neurons were differentiating in the 2 selling styles. Machiavellian managers who manipulate others for personal gain are tuned better to customer emotions, but had greater difficulty in seeing things from a customer's point of view.
Businesses have to look at this. What businesses are most concerned about certainly is their customers and is how their customers are behaving. And the people that are at the interface with customers, whether they're business customers or retail consumers, are salespeople. We need to know how empathy manifests itself. We need to know whether people are able to empathise, whether some are more Machiavellian, and what that actually means for the encounter, for the exchange with the customer. And if we have more information like that, we're better able to serve our customers, and also, of course, we're probably better able to recruit the most appropriate salespeople.
Professor Bagozzi's research showcased at Birmingham Business School is indicative of a new era of collaborative projects, in this case between marketing and psychology.
We're interested in people's attitudes towards us. We're interested in how strategic they are in terms of their thinking and the complex models that they use. And we're interested in actually predicting people's learning. And potentially, I suppose, you could use that in all different types of settings. I mean, you could talk about learning with products. You could talk about credit modeling. You could talk about a host of other things.
Professor Bagozzi says this applied psychology is in its infancy, but those hosting and attending the lecture could immediately see the relevance of this research for business.
There are practical applications in terms of thinking about some of the models that the professor has brought about, how we could use them in business, helping us to think slightly differently on a day-to-day basis, I think. We all get so bogged down with the day-to-day stuff, to step outside and to think about things in a slightly different way and maybe take home some new ideas and some new thoughts to take back into our businesses tomorrow would be really good.
I thought it was very, very good. I always love to see brand new research and the new findings, and especially when it pulls the medical into marketing and any form of the psyche that comes in to to help us understand how people think and feel.
Professor Bagozzi's research is also turning towards combining neuroscience with genetic and hormonal data in what's being seen as the next step towards understanding sales and customer behaviour. Hazel Westwood, Birmingham Business School.